my name is Dr. Bowersock, and we're going to go through our second strength series for pregnant women. We'll have modifications for each trimester, so first, second, and third trimester, but these are just suggestions of exercises that you can do for each one. So if you don't feel comfortable following the second or third as you progress through your pregnancy, modify as you feel comfortable. These are just suggestions, so do what feels most comfortable for you. So let's introduce you to our models. So first we have first trimester model Abby, and she will be modeling most of the higher intensity exercises, but again, you don't have to follow along if they don't feel comfortable to you. Second trimester model, Miss Robin back here, is going to be modeling for us the second trimester, and then for third trimester, Miss Julia. So again, follow along as you feel comfortable, but you don't necessarily have to do each exercise with each trimester. So we need a little bit of a warm up before we get started. So we're going to leave the weights on the floor, take a little step back, and we're just going to march in place. Just nice and light to get the core warmed up. Posture is upright. So a few things we want to think about before we start and as we're going through the strength exercises in particular is that we're breathing. Especially as we're learning new exercises, folks tend to hold the breath, so we want to make sure we're conscious of breathing. Very, very important. That the posture is upright, so always maintaining a nice, tall posture, and that nothing feels painful or exceedingly difficult. So if you feel like you're losing your balance, you're short of breath, or you feel like you need to sit, just stop and do what feels comfortable for you, and that's true for you guys. So you have to let me know if you need a break, and I'll ask you throughout, okay? Everybody feel ready to start? Good, good. Couple more steps. Good, all right. So we're gonna start with the larger muscle groups first. So we're gonna do a sumo squat to begin with. So when we put our feet out, about shoulder width apart and then a little bit further. So right about hip width, maybe a little further, whatever feels comfortable to you. The toes turn out. These guys are ready for that already. So when the toes turn out, again, a nice upright posture. Weight is in the heels, and we're gonna sink down and then come back up. So down and then come back up. So we're gonna do one set of 10. And then as you finish the 10, come back to your marching in place. Nice and controlled. You want to breathe out as you come up. You may actually want to widen your stance just a little bit. There you go. And again, no pain here. Want it to feel good, but not excessive strain on the back. So we'll be doing 3 sets per each exercise, and that was our first one. So the second set after we do a couple more marches, same thing. So we're gonna widen our stance. So nice wide stance, toes are turned out. Okay, and again, sink the hips back, and then come back up. 3 sets of 10, so this is our second one. What you do with your hands is whatever feels good for you. So keeping your hands close to your chest is fine. If you want to incorporate a little movement like Julia's doing, that's fine too. Whatever feels good to you. And back to the marching, excellent. Another activity that you can be doing as you're completing these exercises are what are called Kegels, or strengthening the pelvic floor. So as you're doing the exercises, you can think about what it feels like to restrict the flow of urine, and you can do that while you're doing the lift. So think about cutting off the flow of urine, using the muscles around your pelvic floor to basically contract as you're doing the contractions with your legs. All right, so last set. So back to your wide stance, toes are turned out. Weight is in the heels, and then 10 reps when you feel ready. Nice and slow, breathing out on the exertion. Good. And later we'll incorporate weights, but since this is our first exercise, we're not going to use weights this time. Very good. Back to the march. How's everybody feel? Good? Thumbs up. Excellent. Okay, the next exercise we're going to do is a lunge. There are many, many variations of lunges that you can do, so we'll show you a couple different options. So Abby is going to demonstrate a dynamic lunge. So here you'll be standing and then come to a forward lunge position. Your posture comes down, so it will come down and you don't need to touch your kneecap, just come down nice and straight. You want to pretend like there's a string from the top of your head to the ceiling to keep your posture nice and upright, so you don't want anything to come forward. Nice and tall, so lunge down, then come back up. Lunge down, come back up. So now Abby's going to do the moving one, and then you guys are going to do the stationary. So one leg forward, one leg back. We're going to drop it straight down, then come up. Straight down, come back up. So we're going to do 5 on one side, and then switch sides. So again, option 1, moving. Option 2, still doing the exercise, but you're not actually coming out of the walking position. Good, and what I'm looking for as I'm watching the girls come down into the lunge position is that the knees don't go beyond the toes. Good, yep, so back into the marching. If you're doing this at home or at a gym, you can do it in front of a mirror to make sure that you're not extending beyond the toe that is lunged forward. That would be a really great idea. All right, let's go to our second set. So again, one leg forward, one leg back. And the posture is dropping straight down, and then straight back up. Excellent, breathe out as you come up. Very good. What you do with your hands, again, depends on what feels comfortable for you, so you can keep your hands at your waist. You can incorporate some movement. And for the third set, for the ladies, I'll offer you a challenge if you want it. So you can pick up the weights, and it just adds a little bit more resistance. So we're not doing anything other than holding the weights, but you can actually lunge. You can lunge with the weights. So the weights will be at your side. So go ahead and pick up the weights when you're ready. All right, and then we'll do our third set. So here, again, no movement, incorporate movement, alternating steps. You guys are just going to come down nice and slow. Good, and then switch sides. Good, and marching. How's everybody feel? Good. All right, let's go ahead and release the weights down and go back to regular marching.